Hey guys, I just wanted to make this video because I've had quite a few questions about things that I took with me to Florida or needed while I was in Florida during surgery, and just, general questions about post-op things. Basically, some things that we took with us. We took extra pillows. Kat also went out, and I think this was right before my surgery or right after my surgery. She went out and bought a pillow with the arms on it, and I used that primarily at nighttime because I slept pretty much sitting up. They do suggest that you sleep elevated, but I pretty much had to sleep sitting up because the bandaging prevented me from being able to sleep even a little bit straight. So that was one thing that we got. The other thing that we didn't realize we were going to need, but when we got down there and met up with Chris, we realized that straws were a necessity post-op because you can't really you can lift the glass this far, but you can't lift and tip with your arms. So you'll need straws, or at least I needed straws. I should say that this is all from my experience, and I don't know if other guys have had the same thing or have used different things to cope. As far as for post-operative bathing purposes, we used, originally had bought baby wipes and bought waterless shampoo caps, which you can get online through medical supply websites and things like that. You may even be able to get them locally through a medical supply place or your local pharmacy. I'm not sure, we didn't look, we just went online and bought them. But I would suggest with the wipes to test them on your skin before surgery, because we ran into a situation where I have very sensitive skin, so we bought wipes for sensitive skin that were supposed to be hypoallergenic, and I had an allergic reaction. Believe me when I say that is the last thing that you want once you're already in those bandages and pretty much scratching all day long, because the bandages themselves just make you itch. That was another thing that we did do, is we went out, we spent 99 cents on a back scratcher. It was my best friend post-op, because you will itch, and especially if you were like me and you want to go out a little bit, you go out into that heat, you come back into the air conditioning, you've been sweating, you're itching under that ACE bandage, and under the ACE bandage you have all that bandaging under that, so it's crazy. Prepare yourself and whoever is going to take care of you for the possible need of assistance in the bathroom. I didn't even think about it. I wasn't aware that anyone had ever needed that kind of stuff or whatever, and I get down there, and Chris was already post-op, so he was able to give me a few pointers, and he was like, yeah, the first day or two he definitely needed help. So prepare yourself and your caretaker or whoever's helping you out, whatever, to possibly need to help you with bathroom duties. For me, I found getting my pants down easy enough, but using the muscles to pull them back up was much more difficult for me, and probably mostly because of the bandaging, and less because of the actual surgery itself. I had difficulty wiping my backside. Now I'm not saying that would be the case with everyone, but for me that was definitely the case. Okay, I've also had questions about the pain. The pain really wasn't that bad for me. It was mostly just discomfort, and I was mostly affected at night when I was trying to sleep, which some of that discomfort I'm still experiencing, just where it feels like pressure or someone sitting on my chest in my breastbone area. Other than that, I didn't really have a lot of issues here in this last week trying to start to move a little bit more, do a little bit more for myself. I have experienced some cramping, like muscle cramping in my chest, but again, I may be overdoing it a little bit, and definitely didn't experience anything like that in the first week post-op. The other thing that I would suggest is Bridget will give you a grocery list of things to get that will help with things like nausea, constipation, because he will give you a prescription for pain medicine. Pain medicine is notorious for causing constipation, so she will give you a little grocery list to help with nausea, constipation, the itching, I would recommend going to get those things so that you have them in advance to so that they're right there at hand when you come back from the surgery center. The other thing was people wanted to know about restrictions as far as physical restrictions and what I needed help with. Again, I said the bathroom. I needed help with doors, seat belts. You can't lift anything over 5 pounds. He doesn't want you lifting your arms above your head. So he will tell you all of those things during your pre-op appointment. But pretty much, I needed help with everything, even as much as when we were driving home, because most bathroom doors have like the swing arm on them. Sometimes Catherine would have to like push the door open for me so I could walk into the men's room, and then I would just have to kind of fiddle with it to try to get it back open or whatever, coming out. For me and for Chris as well, at least when he was post-op, we were both pretty much just staying with our arms flat against our sides and then just bending at the elbow, kind of like a little T-Rex kind of thing, which we joke around in the one video about. That was pretty much my mobility for the first week. As far as the since we've been home, I'm able to lift my arms further. I'm getting more mobile every day, but I still have issues. I'm not really bending down to the ground because, again, like I said, I'm starting to have some cramping in the muscles in my chest, and I just don't want to push it. Part of that may be because I really don't want to widen the incision scar, so maybe I'm being a little overcautious, but yeah, that's basically where mobility is now. I'm able to wash my own hair now, things like that, but at first I was letting Catherine do all of that for me. As far as Dr. Garamoni, and I've had questions about, is he available to you after you leave Florida, post-op? For me personally, I sent him an email about some concerns that I had, and he was on my cell phone in 3 minutes. Now, can I say that he will do that, like, be on the phone within the next few minutes anytime you send him an email? No, I don't know what his schedule is, but I know that his policy is to get back to you as soon as he can. And he knows that we worry about the results and worry about things that we're not aware of. As far as, hey, this is happening with my nipple graft, or this is what I just took my steri strips off, and this is what my incision looks like. He realizes that we're going to be contacting him and calling him with concerns, and it's important to him to what's that, Kat? Yeah, address those. It's important to him to address those concerns. People ask me about what I wore post-op. Would you stop? And she's right, actually. Most of the time I wore nothing, above the waist, I should say. But when we were out, we started out with button-down shirts, and then, again, took a page from Chris's book and went and bought t-shirts that had